My name is Amanda. I am a mother of three, currently a housewife. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been in Hayward 16 years. When we first heard of Eden, I had no need for Eden. And 16, almost 17 years later, here I am in affordable housing and making a home for my kids. One of the happiest moments of my life, to be honest, aside from having my babies, but when they gave me the call and said, hey, you're approved for housing, it was the best feeling in the world to be able to accomplish that. My kids will be able to stay in California and will be able to afford a roof over their head and them be safe, happy, and excited to have a home. Back in 2005 when I first seen the property, it was really dark. The brightness of the property that, it says, hey, I'm here. Just the fact that we have this amazing community room, our courtyard, just our playgrounds, washing machines. We have everything that we can possibly need. I think that as a community, we should take care of it. I think that we should value what we have. I think that we should be grateful for what we have, because I will say that living in a room with 5 people, it's very stressful. It's very scary to not know where would we be in 5-10 years if I was even going to be able to provide a decent home for my family. So definitely to have my apartment and to be able to host and do things with my kids and have everybody have their own space is completely just amazing for me.
My name is Kevin Leichner, Vice President of Real Estate Development at Eden Housing. Over the past 5 years, Eden has substantially renovated 2,500 of our apartments. Through Eden's partnership with Glad Tidings Church, we were able to preserve and transform 62 affordable homes at Faith Manor and 96 affordable homes at Tennyson Gardens, for a total of 158 homes preserved for the long term for low-income residents in Hayward. Through this project, Faith Manor was completely transformed. We replaced the roofs, siding, windows, doors, waterproofing, made numerous accessibility improvements, replaced most of the site work including the asphalt and sidewalks, replaced the fixtures and finishes inside, replumbed and rewired. In short, almost everything at Faith Manor is brand new. In addition to the amazing transformation at Faith Manor, we did a substantial amount of work at Tennyson Gardens. We replaced the roofs, elevators, replaced most of the fixtures and finishes in the apartments. The community room where I'm sitting is brand new, and we repainted the entire property, dramatically increasing its curb appeal. In the past 5 years, we've directly reinvested $40 million in construction in this neighborhood alone. On behalf of the residents of Faith Manor and Tennyson Gardens, as well as my colleagues at Eden Housing, I want to extend thanks and appreciation to project developer Matt Graves and associate project developer Isaac Harris for persevering through 2 years of construction, and especially the last year during the pandemic. And we wouldn't have been able to undertake this incredible project without the tireless support of our property management and services teams.
I'm Barbara Halliday. I'm the mayor of the city of Hayward, and I've been in that position since 2014. Both Eden Housing and Glad Tidings Church are two, I think, of the most important organizations we have in this city, and I have enormous admiration for both of those organizations and the work they have done here. And to see this collaboration is just wonderful, because I know that it's going to help a lot of people in our community. But beyond that, it is very important for the city of Hayward that this work is being done, because we have been, I think, leaders in adapting to climate change, and we have set high goals for our city to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. And by the renovations that include greening the buildings to make them less polluting and also more water efficient. So those are things that really help the whole city meet its climate adaptation goals. We all know that food and shelter are what we consider the basic needs of human beings, but I would add a sense of community to that, because it is essential for the mental health and well-being of human beings to have that, to have family, and beyond that, neighbors, a sense of belonging in a community.
I'm Bishop Jerry Macklin, and pastor here, senior pastor at Glad Tidings Church. now known as Glad Tidings International. Came to Hayward 43 years ago, came to this neighborhood, bought this church in 1981, around the corner of the small church, and we built the larger church in 97. Eventually, we're able to purchase this property next door, but could not do so without addressing the neighborhood challenges, which were many at that time. And it was, no one thought that we would build a church here. Nobody had any confidence that a church could be built in this neighborhood. But obviously it was. But that we completed the building in 1997. It was a very dangerous place. There weren't children playing on the streets. There weren't people walking up and down like it is now. With manicured lawns and all of that. That was not here. And it was a very rough neighborhood, and a lot of crime took place. Many people died in this neighborhood before we came, and even after we were here, there was still a high rate of crime. People blamed this neighborhood and blamed minorities for all the drugs and stuff. That was so unfair. It was almost like a containment zone, like stay here, don't come out of here. It was sad. And I said, if there's any place that needs the light, it's here. So we will not go anyplace else. We're going to adopt this neighborhood as ours, and we'll do whatever it takes to change it. It was a long journey, a very treacherous journey. We decided to go with Eden for helping us to maintain the vision that we have for the community. I didn't want to sell that for the money and then have somebody come in here and turn it into something bad. And I was afraid that that may happen. Or they would either turn it into condos, make it so expensive that nobody could live here, and run everybody out of the neighborhood. I said no. And we sold it to Eden, and Eden said, hey, we'll work with you. We were able to bring both visions together and merge them into one, which was for the betterment of people and for a community. And that's where it came from. And it's been a wonderful partnership, the way that this has happened. And the remodel that Eden did, they had the money, we did not, to put that many millions of dollars into redoing all the property because it was beyond its age. And they did do that. And what a wonderful partnership it's been. I walk through there sometime and just shake my head when I think about what it used to look like and what it looks like now. And then they came here, of course, and began to work on this side, and that's where we're sitting now. And I said, wow. And so to see this neighborhood change, to see the partnership with Eden and Glad Tidings, that's worth it all.
Eden Housing creates and sustains high-quality, affordable housing communities that advance equity and opportunity for all.